Keith Anderson, thanks for 17 New Zealand dollars. I only get about 1.5 kilometers range when flying low over water on ELS 2.4 gig. 250 watt max, 100 hertz T antenna. What would you upgrade first? I would go to 1 watt. Why aren't you at 1 watt? Like, I don't know why you're only getting 1.5 kilometers. I can't say, but I would go to 1 watt for sure. Assuming that your radio can go to 1 watt. The other thing, you could go from 100 hertz down to 50 hertz, and that would get you a little more, but not that much more range. Going to Gemini will not... It's my opinion that Gemini doesn't significantly increase range unless you're doing crossband. And then the reason Gemini increases range is because you're using a lower frequency, which has more range. But assuming that you're staying in the 2.4 gigahertz band, I don't think Gemini is going to significantly increase range. Because basically what Gemini does is it transmits each packet twice. Okay? Let's imagine a hypothetical scenario where you're flying and it's a very clean environment. Your antennas are perfect. You have lots of output power. And you're flying a non-Gemini system, and you have 100% LQ. It never drops below 100%. Do you see at that point, having Gemini would not buy you anything? You already have 100% LQ all the time. Every packet you transmit's getting through. Transmitting the packets twice won't make it better. You can't make it any better. Gemini is very valuable if you're in a noisy environment where on a certain frequency there's interference that knocks out the packet, but thanks to Gemini you transmitted that same packet on a different frequency and it gets through. In a noisy environment, Gemini can significantly improve your LQ. But can Gemini improve your range? Because here's the thing, you're going to fly away. And as you fly away, your signal gets weaker. And eventually your signal approaches the noise floor, whatever that noise floor is. Whether that noise floor is ambient noise or interference. Your signal approaches the noise floor, and as your signal gets too close to or below the noise floor, you fail safe. Your LQ drops, and then eventually you fail safe. Now, how does Gemini change that equation? And again, this is all theoretical. I've done a little bit of testing, but I haven't done a ton of long-range testing because long-range is very difficult to do legally. And if the ELRS devs come out and they say I'm way off base, then I will absolutely defer to them. But here's my thinking. As you're getting close to the edge of your range, your signal is approaching the noise floor and your LQ starts to drop. If you have Gemini, in that moment, the signal will not drop as much. You'll get more packets through. But as you continue to fly away, you'll reach a point where even with Gemini, all the packets are below the noise floor, and then you'll still fail safe. So my thinking is that Gemini improves your LQ in the face of interference, and there's always some interference. Gemini improves your LQ, but Gemini is not going to double your range. Gemini is going to improve your LQ and extend your range at the edge of range. That first point where LQ goes 95, 98, 97, 85, 82. Instead of going 95, 85, Gemini means you're going to maybe stay in the 90s. But if you keep flying, you'll still reach that point where it drops off even with Gemini. And so I don't think Gemini is going to make a big difference. If you're hitting micro failsafes, Gemini can help with that. I'd upgrade the transmit power first. It's easy to add transmit power. And check your antenna alignment. And check your antennas. And fly higher. You say you're flying low over water. There's your problem. The lower you are, the more of your Fresnel zone of your radio link is going into the ground. If you're going to fly far, you have to fly high. Now, 1.5 kilometers isn't that far. But so you shouldn't have to fly that high. But if you're flying low, you reach the, you just eventually the sort of bulge of the earth blocks your link, and then that's it. Okay.